Reload! And reset! And reset! Neon nights and radio noise. Two grown men making terrible choices. Leather boots and a barroom grin. One more round, let the chaos begin. UK shouting, turn it up. Jager yelling, that's not enough. Smoking lights and a live cassette. Welcome to Reload and Reset. Oh, we ain't ever slowing down. We're gonna shake this whole damn town. Reload, everybody scream tonight. Reset, like the speakers dynamite. Hands up high, let the whole world sweat. We are reload and reset. Reload, turn the chaos all the way. Reset, we ain't sleeping anyway. Reload and reset. Cheap beer queens and tactical sins. Living like the 80s never ended again. Bad knees, but we still go hard like two drunk sergeants in a parking lot bar. Jager laughing with the 1,000-yard stare. UK screaming from a folding chair. Current events get verbally wrecked. Every episode's a train wreck. Oh, raise your glasses to the sky. Oh, we're too loud to ever die. Reload, everybody lose control. Reset, rock and roll overload. Turn it up and place your bets. Welcome to Reload and Reset. Reload, nothing left but neon lights. Reset and questionable life advice. Reload and reset. Hey, UK. Hey, Jager. Bad jokes, fast lives, probably getting canceled tonight. No breaks, no regrets, just reload and reset. Reload! Raise your fist and shout it loud. Reset! Wake the neighbors with the crowd. One more drink and one more bet. This is Reload and Reset. Reload! Turn the madness way past 10. Reset! Do it all again and again. Reload and reset.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of Reload and Reset. I am UK Reject.
And I'm Jaeger.
Yes, he is. All day.
I am.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he's me. And sometimes I'm him.
Stop.
How you guys doing today? Welcome in. So topic 1 for today's episode is going to be Know Your Worth. So I see a lot of like people who struggle with self-worth, if you will, especially in the streaming industry, primarily in the streaming industry. Your brightness.
Are you?
Um,
I'm like, I just got like really fucking bright all of a sudden. I don't know. We've been having all kinds of technical issues. Let me try something here right quick.
Jesus,
Hold
is
on one
that
second.
you?
That work? Yeah. Magic. Hold on, let me take a look. Yes, that's much better. God damn.
Okay.
He literally
Anyway,
came out of the dark.
all right.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, UK. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties during the podcast. Funny outtakes for later. Maybe you'll catch them on the TikTok, YouTube, or wherever we post the clips. Anyway, self-worth. Jesus. So, especially in the streaming industry, you got a lot of like people who will do just about anything to appeal to certain audiences. And at the same time, knowing your worth also goes the other way. Don't be one of those freaking internet trolls, man, or people who worship people they don't even know for God knows what reason. For an example, it would be like titty streamers, right? If you've
Oh
got
god, yeah.
if you've got to show too much skin and you've got no self-respect whatsoever for yourself, go right ahead. But at the end of the day, any respectable man's gonna look at that and go, "No, I'll pass." What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna agree. And I think one of the things too, like a lot of people like take like just like different companies and whatnot that you could be working with different brands, you know? You'll see a lot of people that are like will be begging practically to work with a brand, be it like an energy, drink brand or a coffee
Mm,
brand or whatever, you know. And I mean, I feel like a lot of times like they will almost like belittle themselves or even like berate themselves just to get that brand deal. You know what I mean? And then the deal that they get is it's not really even worth it, hardly. I mean, you get like
yeah,
a 10% like what affiliate or whatever discount. So like you don't pay taxes. Oh, okay. Like I
yeah,
don't know. It's just interesting. And they'll do it without even trying the product first. You know what I mean?
yeah. And a prime example of that, I'm not gonna drop names, but it rhymes with scrubby. But if you've got if you're affiliated with them and you're doing like a sponsorship, it's not a true sponsorship. At the end of the day, what it is you're selling their product for them, and you're making a small 5%, 10% commission off of their product that you're selling. So what? Know your worth, and don't sign up for these, because any real sponsor should be putting you first. They shouldn't have thousands of streamers that they're promoting. At the end of the day, they should be putting you first. Or if they have like a set list of people, like if they have 100 streamers, that's probably okay. Maybe a big company could handle 100. Um,
Yeah.
but if you're not getting anything out of the deal besides a 5% or 10% commission off of each product you sell, you're selling their product for them. You're not a sponsored person.
No,
I've
I mean, and to call you an affiliate's like just being nice, honestly, at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's important to like invest in yourself, you know. So like if you find like a brand like that you like truly like believe in, you know, I feel like that's a little bit different. You like brand pops. I don't know if we're supposed to say that on here, but like I like brand pops.
Oh, I
You know, I
love
there's just
brand
it's
pops
a
too.
cool fucking it's a great concept, you know, and I kind of feel like it's like a really niche concept. Um,
Let me put it this way too, because since you brought him up, Brand Pop was one of the first people who offered to do some giveaways for the podcast after we told them what the podcast was going to be about. So immediately they were giving without any expectation of receiving from us, right? So
yeah,
if there was a sponsorship opportunity down the road for Brand Pop. Unfortunately, they are really busy with a lot of big streamers and stuff. But if there is a sponsorship
sure.
possibility down the road, that would be freaking epic, especially for something like a
Yeah.
podcast like we do.
Yeah, that would be. I don't think I've seen. Do they have any podcasts? You know what? I guess it's kind of sort of off topic. I'm sorry, but like we could talk about that after hours. You know.
But I will
Um,
say though, I do have this epic UK Reject SP Brand Pops card. You guys should definitely check Brand Pops out.
wow, shameless
Um,
plug.
Shameless plug. But you guys should definitely check them out, guys. Brand Pop Studios. You can see them all over the place. There was a competition we did for this one. But check Brand Props out. But back to the topic.
Yes, but yeah, so it's kind of important to like know when to walk away too, though. You know what I mean? Like with those guys, they're kind of an exception. Like they're really not a part of the rule at all here, because
Mhm.
they are so unique and so different. you know. But like I said, like the one that you said rhymes with Scrubby, for example. I mean, I've been hit up with those and a few others. I think I've even sent them to you. Where I'm just kind of like, have you even heard of these guys? And they have like a huge following. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know, man. You know, like I'm all about like a good clean energy source, but when it comes to energy drinks, obviously, I mean,
You got to
but
really look into ingredients too on some of that stuff because
yeah,
I was
yeah, and
sponsored
there,
by Scrubby,
yeah,
but they did
yeah,
nothing for streamers, and the product was meh. You got a container
yeah.
that was half full of powder. It was like, come on, fuck
Yeah,
out of
and it
here.
probably had like aspartame and shit like that, and it's probably not even like truly clean. You know, it might be now, but at the time it wasn't. You know, because now it's kind of like hip, I guess, to be like a clean energy source.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I think a lot of people like they undervalue themselves. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I've always like respected as like you as a streamer. You've never just been like anybody and everybody that's going to give you some kind of brand deal or whatever you're going to take. Like you always like looked into them. I mean, even like for like charity events, you'll look into them before you say, yeah, sure, let's fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Huge shout
and
out to Stack Up, who I could
yeah, I
never
love
say their
Stack Up.
name. I
Yeah,
always fuck it up.
Stack Up is it's the right name.
I
It's
got it
the right
right
name.
this
First off,
time. But yeah, I
yeah,
feel like
they were awesome.
I feel like it's very important to know what you're getting into when you get into it. Because I mean, there's several times I've mentioned stuff to you, forwarded information or emails or whatever. I
Yeah,
mean, as a streamer, you get contacted by a lot of people who want to either sponsor you, give you free stuff, or whatever. Right? I've gotten
right.
tons of free games. So have you.
Yeah,
Um, and we've tried to play them together or whatever. Um, but at the end of the day, like if it ain't something I can relate to or if something I can love, like uh, shameless plug again, White Monster energy drink. Like if I could get a sponsorship with White Monster, dude, I drink like 6 of these a fucking day
yeah. He pretty much pisses White Monster at this point, Chad. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
out of a
You know,
little White Monster.
yeah. So I mean, it gets interesting too because like there's also like a point where like you got like confidence versus like ego and stuff like that. You can get into like a lot of different things where it's not just related to the streaming world when you're talking about knowing your worth. I mean, you can talk about with like relationships,
Mm-hmm.
careers. Um,
It's
it's really about like investing in yourself, I think, and it doesn't necessarily mean just in like the streaming world, or
yeah,
content creation.
especially in the workplace too. Like if you're getting tread on, if they don't beg to keep you at the end of the day, and you're one of the main sources of income for this employer, like think about it like this: if you're making $11, $12 an hour, but the company you work for is making millions of dollars,
Yeah.
um, where's their money going if not paying you well? They should be investing in you. It's still a sponsorship at the end of the day. They should be investing in you so that you can make more money for them. I mean, it goes both ways, and it's one of those same things like kind of in the military, right? When they say, if you treat your soldiers right, they will do anything for you. They will
Oh yeah.
go all over the place. They'll do whatever you want them to do, without a question. But if they have no respect for you, they're not going to do anything for you. And if they do, they'll do
Yeah.
it to their half-ass abilities.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When I first went to like when I transitioned out of active duty into the guard, and I first went to my guard unit for the first time, went to the readiness NCO and checked in and whatnot. It's like reading through your jacket, right? Like you can see the NCOERs and all that jazz. And he's like, "Oh, it says here like you're just an outstanding soldier." I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you," and he was a sergeant first class. I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, Smoke. If you treat me like a man, I'm gonna respect you like a man. But the second you don't, I'm gonna be the worst fucking soldier you've ever seen."
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and that isn't me being like arrogant, right? It's just the self-respect, you know what I mean? And that NCO at that point, from that point on, never told me to do anything. He'd come up to me
Mhm.
and be like, "Hey, Jager, I need to do X, Y, Z," and then I would be like, "Right, Roger, we're gonna do X for you, and I'll move this squad over to Y, and I'll move that squad over to Z." He wouldn't have to tell us. It was
Yeah.
we wanted to do it because he treated us all with respect. You know what I mean? Which you don't really get with a lot of these like brands and whatnot. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you a 10% discount." Okay,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
At the end of
that's
the
not
day,
very.
you're getting a discount on a product that they're really upcharging at least 30%. So they're making
Yeah,
20% profit of you buying it. So
right.
know your worth. Like a 10% discount on a marked up product isn't good. What they should be doing is selling it to you at cost. And having you on a if they've got multiple streamers, they should have like a thing where it just revolves to the next streamer on their website or whatever, their socials. That way they can showcase all the people that they do sponsor. But if they're not
Yeah.
posting you anywhere, they're not really sponsoring you, bro.
Right. No, you're just free advertisement essentially for them because
Mhm.
it is free too, by the way. Like, because even then, like most of the time you put in like a code, you're still gonna be paying more in taxes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you even like really saved anything.
Or
You
you're
know what
gonna
I'm saying?
catch
Like,
it on the fucking shipping side.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's, and I get it like with like the small ones and stuff. Like, there's one that I really like, that I'm not gonna say or anything like that because I don't really know if I should. That I really like though. They're clean, and I've actually gamed with the owner of the company before, which was really fucking cool. He's a cool dude. But I mean, even like with that, like if they
Go
approached me, it
ahead
was just like, hey, we're
Go
gonna
ahead
get
and
you,
shameless
you know,
plug it. Yeah.
oh, it's Ulti Energy. Ulti Energy is really really good. Like after another company that I liked, kind of not really tanked, but they got shady, I guess is the best way to say it. I was looking for someone that was clean like they were, a clean energy because like after what I dealt with, I don't want like aspartame and shit like that in my life no more.
Yeah.
So I was
Do
looking
you,
for a good, clean, healthier version.
do you have like a container?
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, keep it right here because it's I use it for like gaming, but it's Ulti. This is the blue raspberry.
Mm.
It's fucking delicious. It's also my favorite flavor like in the world. So I don't know if you can see it because the lighting kind of sucks. But they're awesome, dude. And like I'll share their posts and stuff all the time on my my X account or Twitter or whatever the hell we call it now, and whatnot. I really like them. And like I said, the owner's a good dude. Like, and he's all about like supporting vets.
Mm.
So if he approached me, even if it was just like all like best I could do is like a 10 or 20% discount, because I do utilize them, I would do it. You know what I mean? Because I do believe in that product. It is clean product.
What was the old
Um,
one? G Fuel is there.
yeah,
I used to do G Fuel, and I honestly have some containers still. They're out of date, but I kept them because
yeah.
the packaging was cool. But at the end of the day,
Mhm.
I don't know if their product was like super clean. I never really did any research. I was young, and dumb back then. So
Yeah, I don't really know about G Fuel so much. I know that like that a regiment group talks about them all the time. I think they're partnered with them, like actually partnered with them. So there might be some that probably is pretty clean to be honest with you, because regiment's pretty intense on that too. So
Mhm.
um,
But
but
yeah,
I
check out
they
Ulti,
have way
guys.
more followers.
Check out
Yeah,
Ulti.
they're good. Oh man, we got Achilles up in here. But I guess like I would ask like not I mean and not even just you, like even the chat, if they wanted to, but like have you ever stayed somewhere longer than you should have? You know what I
Many
mean? Like
times.
it's yeah, I was gonna say like in the like not just like in like the military is a little bit different. We kind of don't have a choice, right? But like with the job or even in a relationship, I know I fucking have. You know what I mean? Like, and that's despite knowing my worth. Like I went ahead and gave someone, I guess you could say, a second chance. Kind of go back to last week's topic. That really didn't deserve a second chance. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of times, man. Like I just felt underappreciated, and I stayed longer than I should have. But that's also just kind of who I am too. I'm very easily pleased at the end of the day. Jaeger will tell you something different, but like I'm easily satisfied, man. It doesn't take much. So I mean, I put up with a lot of shit, and it's probably mostly just because I'm too nice.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's going back to last week, bro.
Yeah.
Like you got to know when, like give them the short rope, so to speak. You know, and just kind of determine like what's really like worth it. Not just knowing your worth, but like what's worth like fighting for. I mean, like your principles and integrity and et cetera.
Yeah.
Which bleeds into topic 2.
Mhm.
Which is literally what's worth fighting for. You know what I mean? And for me, like they kind of tie in together, maybe a little bit too hand in hand. But like for me, there's a lot of different things. Friendships that are worth saving. You know what I mean? Is probably a big one for me, because there's very few people that I consider like true friends. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And they end up being closer than even family.
Yeah.
And then, but I also think like protecting your peace is massive, because there's only so far that you can get. Like before you run into like a pride versus purpose thing if you're not protecting your peace. So it's about choosing your battles wisely and fighting for the right people instead of your ego. You know what I mean? Because like there's like when I was going through what I went through, it took me forever to talk about that with anybody. I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to talk to my wife about it. But I knew I had to. Right? It's like I could hide it. So it was difficult for me to like I guess, to come out and say like, hey, I'm having this problem, and accepting that. But when I did, like, everything became so much easier for me. You know what I mean? Like, and if I didn't have all of you guys at that point, like effectively like protecting my peace for me, like it probably would have been a lot worse off. You know what I mean? Like, really, it would have been a lot more difficult for me to make that fight.
Yeah. I mean, so like, even for me, like, there was times when, so my daughter's mom, we broke up. She was cheating. Um, so, and part of me was, I left. I was the one who left. And part of me was like, I should try to fix this. And I think that's just like your instinct as a person is to like, you want to fix things. But you got to know your worth, and you got to know what's worth fighting for, right? Because at the end of the
Yeah,
day, what that was not worth fighting for. I was disrespected and used, um, and I should have probably have just left a lot sooner, instead of
yeah,
putting up with certain things. You know what I mean? Like, some things aren't worth fighting for. Sometimes you get friends who walk all over you, use you. Just not there for you when you need them, but they're there when they need something. So
yeah.
you got to really, really dig deep and find reasons to stay, and reasons to fight, right?
Well, yeah, and but also like on the flip side of that coin, it's also really important like knowing when walking away is the real victory. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that kind of goes back to like protecting your peace or health, whatever you want to say, pride versus purpose. Um, but like determining like when it is time to stop fighting. You know, like what's that what's that one battle that like changed who you were, and that probably wasn't necessarily because you won the battle per se, but that you made a decision at that point in time to focus on you rather than trying to focus on like this dead end, so to speak, for lack of better words.
I think once I discovered what I was worth, um, which it honestly came after a hard time, of not
Right.
knowing what I was worth.
Yeah.
Once I found my worth, I found a lot of things to be a lot easier. Letting people go, um, moving on. Um, it just inner peace is important, right? It's what gets you
Oh
through the
yeah.
day to day. Um, I'm not Buddhist, but it's what gets you through the day. So knowing your worth and knowing what to fight for, and then when to walk away. I think it really does just boil down to the first topic, of knowing your worth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of it really does. Like once you know your worth, it's easy to determine what's worth fighting for. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And like be that like friendships, relationships, a job. You know, even like a dream. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a dream is just that, and it's not meant to be much more than that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But it could also be like the fuel, you know, to get you where you're meant to go. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. Um, I feel like you have to experience something hard first, to know your worth. Unfortunately, I think that is the case, because a lot of people
Yeah.
just, it takes a lot of shutdowns to know, like you probably wasn't worth it, or they probably wasn't worth it. It could be either way. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of one of those things, man. You don't know until you know. You'll figure it out for yourself what you're worth. I would just
Yeah.
say, don't put up with the bullshit. Do what makes you happy, and if something or someone doesn't make you happy, you're worth more. So go do what makes you happy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that just speaks volumes to, you know, a specific individual in our community that I had to talk to recently. I think I told you about, but um, it was it took me a while to get him to like realize that, and I just told him to go watch our fourth episode,
Mm,
because it's pretty much everything I said was what I was saying in that episode with you. Like, so I mean, it was a pretty big deal, and yeah, I mean, it got him through it, you know. So, uh, I mean, that's kind of why we do this, right? So, I mean, even if it is just for that one guy, you know, which I know it's not, but even if it was, you know, like that would have been enough for me for, you know, taking, you know, a couple hours out of a week to sit down here and have this podcast, which was a dream of both of ours for like over a year now,
yeah,
you
and
know?
and many people have pushed it too. Angie, for
Yeah.
one, like, you guys should really do a podcast. Like, we always kind of wanted to do the podcast, but it just wasn't like it wasn't something that we ever really had the time for, alternating schedules and stuff, and then busy lives, but I'm glad we're doing it now. Um, it's getting easier as time flies by. Like, you watch the first episode, obviously we were like ridiculously nervous. Whether
Sure.
we say we wasn't or not, like, it was all over our fucking faces. But even now, like, we're still like amped up, but honestly, I feel like knowing your worth too also makes you feel nervous, right? So if you know something is worth doing, you're gonna get these little butterflies inside your stomach, right? So if it ain't worth
Yeah.
doing, you're not gonna feel anything special about it. You're just gonna fucking
Right.
do it, go through the motions, and get it over with. Whereas this podcast, I think for me and Jaeger, I feel like this is like our little baby coming to life.
It is. We had a baby together, chat. It happened.
Yeah, we did. Ducking.
Yeah, and there's a lot more like that'll come from this, like growth and whatnot,
It grew.
which yeah, I think that really this kind of like does kind of bleed into our third topic. If you're done with that, if you're done with that second topic, specifically about, and I've dubbed this one the online civil war. And again, just as a reminder, UK has no idea what I'm talking about when I come in with that. So this could be a lot of things. Now,
Yeah.
you all know that we try to not be political, but kind of doesn't matter what you do. You kind of somehow, in a quasi way, get political when you're in like the streaming or content creator spaces, or even like if you're an influencer or whatever. You know what I mean? Because like you talk about like different platforms that you're on. Like I'm mostly on like Twitter or X, sorry, for example. And you get like this platform tribalism, if you will, more or less. And if you talk like specifically with like streamers, right? You got them like here on Twitch, you got them at Kick, YouTube, Rumble, and they're all over the damn place, right? TikTok, everywhere. And they all like fight one another over which one's the best one. You know what I mean? Because it's all about like they're always chasing money, right? Which is I guess I kind of get. And actually, as a side note, like there was a big old email that came out with this guy named Clavicular, I think is his name, on Kick, and it's like, oh, he made 424K in 22 days, and Kick just went fucking viral because of it. Like it's like one of the trending topics or whatever on Twitter because of that one email that came out this morning at like 5:30 or some shit like that, and I didn't even know who this guy was. I don't know who most like quote unquote big time streamers are, because I don't really give a shit about them. Like I'm not going to go into a chat that I can't read and talk to a person who's not even going to see my chat. You know what I mean? Like there's no connection there for me. So like I don't understand why these people exist. But you also have platforms that are like feeding into that, right? Like so like with Kick, for example, like that 424K that he made in 22 days was probably like 420 of it came from fucking Kick. You know what I mean? Like it's them paying him more or less just so they could sit there and spout that out. You know what I'm saying? And then incite, good or bad publicity is publicity. You know what I mean? And I think that's because like most streamers, especially like when they're fresh into it, they're like chasing money versus like building a community. Like what we have is a community versus the money.
Yeah.
I mean, do we make some? Sure. But like it's more about the community for us, and it always has been, which is the reason why we have like real authentic people. We have like we'll say for the sake of argument, 100 loyal viewers, right? Across all platforms versus like 100,000 casual quote unquote followers, that just kind of show up whenever. Or every time we go live just so they can see like the fucking chat going 80 miles an hour, like
Yeah.
I would take 10 people over the 100,000 people, because then I can have those conversations with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it comes down
and,
to
and
quality
form
over
the
quantity.
relationships. Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I feel like, and that's why I titled it like the online civil war, because you see like with all of these different ones, you got people who are like drama farming and stuff for views. And you can see like their clout chasing and creator egos just kind of like flying all the fucking time. There's no authenticity anymore. It's just all about the algorithms. And you got like creators supporting creators, right? But like the way they do it is like I'll follow you if you follow me kind of shit.
Yeah.
There's no like building of a legacy. Instead they're just like chasing analytics, and that's why I said this is probably going to piss some people off, because I know it's going to piss people off, because you got like, I saw two groups, I'll say, that are both like a part of like the Rumble community that have been like tearing each other down like crazy. And on top of that, like they're both sets of groups have a pretty large group of veterans as well. And some that I know for a fact were NCOs. And it's just like, I don't want to sit here and quote the NCO creed to people who were supposed to be fucking NCOs. For those of y'all that don't know, that shit gets like embedded. Like you think the soldiers creed's bad. The NCO's creed is like twice or maybe 3 times as long, and that's for a reason. You know what I mean? And some of the shit that these guys are doing is not professional or becoming of an NCO at all. Whether you're still in or not, it's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like you.
NCO is a non-commissioned officer. It's a higher rank enlisted individual. For all of you that don't know, starts at like E5 to E9.
Yeah, and some people like argue like a corporal would be considered like a junior NCO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
and that's an E4.
You're a
you know?
slot filler. We're not gonna get into corporal.
Yeah. I mean, corporal sucked, man. To be honest with you, like you're like lived long enough to become a quasi villain, but you're not quite a full villain yet. You know what I mean?
It's
So you're like hanging out at the kiddie table by yourself.
Abyss was quoting that the other day, and I think I messed it up, and I said something along the lines of, you live long enough to be you live it to be a hero long enough, you'll end up seeing yourself the villain or something like that. I probably still fucked it up, but whatever.
Yeah, not quite there.
Close. I'll fuck up the
Yeah.
lyrics to every song. I'll break your heart.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, go watch his live streams, and I'll get him started just for you. Just say, hey, make him sing a song, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's hilarious. But I think that's why I wanted to talk about that one in particular, because you see these individuals who are tearing each other down. They're even doxing each other, bro. Like, and these are fucking service members, prior service or not. They're still like they're still fucking veterans. You know what I mean? And again, some of them are NCOs, and it's just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? You guys, if they're willing to do this shit, you know the other ones are tearing each other apart left and right. You know what I mean? Because whether people want to admit it or not, most of the time, especially NCOs, have a tendency to like think before they act. You know what I mean? Whereas other people who are not NCOs do not, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's because we understand, you know, because we have to learn this long ass creed before we can even actually pin that E5 or above on us. You know what I mean? So if they're tearing each other apart and stuff because they're arguing over the stupid shit, which goes back to the platform tribalism, I know, and that's all about like chasing money and shit. You got like view botters left and right. I mean, I guarantee you, dude, like even the ones that I watch, I'll see them like get up like over 1,000 fucking views and stuff, like 5 to 10 minutes in, and I'm just like, okay, come on, dude. Like I know you're fucking botting. You know what I mean? And I don't understand. I don't understand why they want to do that. I guess to inflate numbers and hopefully they'll get some money, or maybe they're like trying to like do the drama farming, you know, for the views. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like streaming has become more about numbers than community. And I think that's what separates like creators from entertainers, really. You know what I mean? Like, because like one of the guys in particular I really personally enjoy, and I've talked with him on numerous occasions, just one-on-one. And he is a true blue entertainer. You know, I mean, like you watch this guy, and it doesn't matter who you are, even if you hate him, like people show up to watch his shit, and he like just to hate on him, you know, which means he's winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he does it
Publicity,
you know?
whether it be bad or good, is all good.
Exactly. Got to go back to kind of goes back to good or bad at publicity. It doesn't matter. It's still publicity, you know? And so it makes it like beckons the question for me, if every platform paid like exactly the same, because like, you know, like Twitch, right? It's got the 50-50 or whatever, unless you hit like partner, I think. And then you got Kick, right? It's like 95-5 or some shit. I think Rumble was the same. I can't remember. Me and you both looked into Rumble as well, but
I think
it was
Rumble
the same.
was actually better than Kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it might have been. It might have been like 100% actually somehow. You know, and I mean, I don't care how they make that work or whatever. If they were all the same, like if they were all paying the same exactly, like where would you stream? And I think a lot of that just kind of comes down to like where you started, right? Because you started on Twitch. I started on Twitch, you know. And
well, I didn't
like
start on Twitch.
Well, we're both like comfortable here. We're not loyal to Twitch at all because they don't give a shit about us. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we're streaming on Twitch right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I would, if a better offer came along, I'd leave Twitch in a heartbeat. The only real reason I stick to Twitch is because some of the people that are in our community are not like heavily versed in all these other platforms, and it's just more of an inconvenience for us to switch somewhere else. So, I mean, the reason why we stay to Kick, it isn't because we're getting money. I mean, because at the end of the day, you think I get any money from Twitch? I get a little. I don't get a lot, okay? For every sub you give me, I think I get like $3, right? So, whatever. Like, I don't really make any money on Twitch. I stay on Twitch because everyone's already here, and it's easier for everyone to get here.
Yeah, and I think we get like better, like basic, like better resolutions and whatnot as well, right?
Yeah, the
I'm think that's
bandwidth.
another.
Remember, because we did the Kick thing before. If you're
Yeah,
not partnered with them, you get bit rated lower. I don't know if they fixed that or not, but that was a thing.
yeah.
Kick
I
was
mean,
new, and the app was really hard to use.
yeah,
Rumble's really hard to get to. That's the only
it
bad thing
is.
about Rumble. Like, it's like, here's a link for this,
Yeah,
and then you got to go here. It's like, what, dude? You lost me already.
right. Yeah, and it's kind of too many steps and whatnot, you know. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, sure, you get like the 100 or whatever, you know. Like, I think yeah, it looks like Mad Cow was saying that it is 100 over on Rumble, but the point the point is like it doesn't really matter, you know, like where you go, no matter where you're at. It's funny because like nowadays it seems like Twitch is like less fucked with because they're
Yeah.
so angry at each other, specifically like Kick and Rumble. You know what I mean? For some
Yeah.
reason. So
And you know what though too, like, I'll say this. So Twitch is flooded with fucking titty streamers.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
back in the day it was the hot tub things, right? I don't
yeah,
remember what they were called. Hot tub streams, I think they were called.
yeah. We're
Um,
gonna do a hot tub stream for you guys here soon.
we get to 1,000 followers, maybe we'll do a hot tub stream. But then you got Kick. Unfortunately, they've got a bad reputation of letting people stream abusing people, right? Whether it be women mostly, guys
Yeah.
abusing women or exploiting women. Um, and then Rumble, I've never really heard anything about Rumble. It's just really hard to get to.
Yeah. I think it's a newer one too. But like I mean, like case in point, that Clavicular, or however the fuck you say his dumbass name, that guy's like just a straight up degen subhuman, dude. Like when I was like I did like a quick like research on this guy because I'd never heard of him before. And like the first like 10 things I saw were just a whole bunch of bullshit. Like it was like stupid shit and illegal shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, why are you promoting this guy? You know, like I
Mm.
like there's other streamers that I personally enjoy that stream on Kick that I would rather have gotten an email about that. You know what I'm saying? Like been like, hey, check out this one because he's like it's his anniversary or some shit. That would have been cool. But like I unsubscribed to that email thing after I got that. I was like, this is fucking stupid, dude.
But
Like it's
I
just
mean, and here's the other thing too is, Kick is probably guilty of it. Well, no, Kick is 100% guilty of it. Twitch is
yeah,
probably the worst one at it. But promoting people who really don't deserve to be promoted, or hiding people who should be elevated, right? At the end of the
yeah,
day, don't fucking elevate people because they're making you more money.
right,
Why not make it easily to discover everybody versus just the certain people who are making you money? I
right.
get it. You're there to make money, but at the end of the day, everybody's got their own communities. Whether we got a smaller community than most, right? So let's say we got like 10. I know we probably have more than that, but let's say we have
Yeah,
10. I mean, each one of those people, whether or not it's not really about money, but it is though at the same time, unfortunately. But
yeah,
so revenue in a stream, that community will grow exponentially from 10 to 100 if you give them the chance to grow, right? There's too many people who are hidden by the algorithm or whatever it is they're wanting to do that day, right?
yeah.
And it's just a shitty little like monopoly for Twitch, Kick, and I don't know about Rumble. I can't really speak about Rumble, so
Yeah, it's kind of like the wild card right now. You know what I mean? But give it a year, we'll know exactly what to say. And given a year, it's probably going to look exactly like Kick or Switch. You know what I mean? It's going to be a carbon copy almost, more than likely.
And I know I said it is about money. I mean, because anybody who does it full time, unfortunately, it is supposed to be like their career. So that's the only reason I say it is
Sure.
about money. For the people who do it for a hobby on the side, as well as their 9 to 5, it's not about money. Which mad props to you. Um, but at the end of the day, I mean, for the people who are trying to do it full time, it is unfortunately about the income. Not
Yeah.
100% because when you get to a certain point where you lose your worth, shall we say, chasing money. You shouldn't chase money. You should be there to fucking make people happy, entertain people, and then money will come with that.
Yeah.
Don't chase money.
Yeah. Yeah. It does kind of go back to knowing your worth. God damn it, we did it again, UK.
Fact.
Fuck.
We're like one of those people who can like predict stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. We just keep looping. I don't
You
understand it.
kind
I
of
don't
look
understand
like
what
a
we do.
you kind of look like a Nostradamus too.
Yeah. I mean, kind of.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. So I find it interesting too. But like I mean, it I think a lot of these like different game studios are kind of like a part of the problem as well. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
dude.
Like they'll push like which fuck also goes into our next topic. I gotta stop doing this shit. But like it goes like if you're playing like Call of Duty, for example, right? A super oversaturated fucking like game to stream. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we can all agree with that. Unless you're like esportsing it up. And even then, those guys barely get like 20, maybe 30 people watching, unless they're like at like some kind of tournament, you know? Um, and they don't care about that. Like you can get drops and stuff like that, I guess, like if you're like on Twitch or whatever, you can get like a drop if you're playing a game. But I mean, they don't really give a shit about you either, the game studios themselves, like Triart, et cetera, or even Fun Pimps, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like
Well,
they don't they say they do, they say they listen, and then nothing happens.
the
you
the
know?
the thing that really pisses me off about the Fun Pimps, and this is the creator of 7 Days to Die. For those of you that don't know, there's so much stuff going on where they have like shut people down for creating something off of their game. Right, the first one I could see, the second one I 100% don't. That's on Fun Pimps. So
Right.
back in the day, you had a guy called Cardinals, and he made a mod for 7 Days to Die where he could monetize Twitch viewership, right? So what he was doing was he made an app where you as a viewer can interact with his zombie world and spawn stuff on him. And it was very in depth, and it was like took a lot of programming. At the end of the day, I mean, I hate to say it because I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, but you probably shouldn't alter someone else's code so you can make a little bit of money off of it, or entertainment
Yeah.
value, even if it isn't money. So that one,
Sure.
I kind of was a little irritated with the Fun Pimps because they did kind of go overboard with that one. Um,
Right.
but the second one, though, I don't know if you're aware of what's going on right now. There's a streamer called Jawoodle. Um, it's an
Mm-mm.
interesting name, but anyway, so he was partnered with the Fun Pimps, and they gave him the wrong version of the game, and he streamed that wrong version of the game. The Fun Pimps realized they messed up, and immediately reached out to Jawoodle and said, "Hey, you need to take that content down. We give you a later version, meaning a future version where they added bandits and stuff into 7 Days to
Oh
Die."
yeah. Yeah, I read that. Well, I glimpsed over it, I should say.
So him being partnered, and he makes money off of his content and all of his videos and stuff that he posted. They reached out to him and demanded he take the content down. And he's like, "I'm sorry, but I've already posted it. I've already spent hours editing videos about this content that you gave me." Like, they gave him that version. They fucked up and gave him the wrong version of the game. That's not on the streamer, guys. And now
Yeah.
they've reached out to YouTube. The guy's all of his content copyright stricken. And now he's no longer partnered with the Fun Pimps. Um, so
Wow.
so I've lost all respect for the Fun Pimps. They were struggling anyway, and their game has become really pay to not really pay to win, but it's all about the customization now. Every time they come up with a new update, it's buy this new skin. Like there's a fucking chicken one now because they added a chicken coop. I'm
Yeah.
kind of at the point where unfortunately 7 Days to Die is a good game, and it's ruined by shitty developers.
Yeah, maybe that's why so many indie games are like you really start to see them thriving right now. You know what I mean? Because people are just kind of fed up with it, with all the battle passes and microtransactions and bullshit and the community feedback being ignored. That's probably the biggest one, you know. It just makes it gives space for these indie game developers to go and do their shit. You know what I mean? And people are loving it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, like, look at Pal World right now, right? They've won several lawsuits against Pokemon. Probably, and I'm gonna argue this. I'm gonna say Pokemon is probably one of the greediest s- companies out there. I can't stand Pokemon as a company. I grew up in the right generation where Pokemon was huge. I love Pokemon. Fucking, I got Squirtle tattooed on my arm. Probably get copyright stricken for that. But um, the thing is, like, the company itself doesn't listen to its fan base.
Right.
People have been screaming for years that they want an open world MMORPG where they can play across platforms and run
Right.
around and play with your friends and catch freaking Pokemon, right? So Power
Right.
World comes out, makes the exact game that we want, changes a few things so that it isn't copyright, and Pokemon goes after him, loses the lawsuit. Power World's fucking huge now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Power isn't that like number 5, I think, or some shit like that? Like in like of all games at the moment.
Yeah.
Like that's huge, dude. Which is funny because when we first played it, I think that was what was that 2024, wasn't it? When they launched their beta or whatever.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
When we first played it, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely buggy, right? But it's a beta, so I mean, it is what it is. But that's I think that that's probably why though, because that these guys decided like, okay, let's do what everybody's wanting and make this game where they can jump in with their buddies. They can. It's effectively a survival game too. On top of that,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta eat, you gotta build, and you collect these different pals to go and do these different tasks or to beat these different boss, or
I still
whatever.
call it Pokemon,
You know?
though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do it all the time on accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, look at this Pokemon. Pal.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't feel like that we as gamers have asked for too much.
No.
Like think about like fucking Arc, dude. Like, do you remember all this shit with Arc? All the times we talked to Wildcard,
Yeah.
like all the different things. I mean, I think you and I both had founder packs for
Yeah.
Arc.
Yeah.
Survival Evolved,
Yep.
and then instead of doing everything that we had asked for, they went and made Survival Ascended, which is effectively just Arc
The
Survival
same
Evolved
fucking game reskinned.
with oh, hold on, get this though, you can actually find babies instead of just breed them.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, that's what you decided to do, and then you got to charge all the players, including the founders, like another 60 to 80 to $100 just to get the game and have all the the DLC. Like, what the fuck, man?
It's corporate greed, man, because you know what they did?
100%.
They played you as a fan base. All of you
Yeah.
listeners out there, they played you because they told you they were coming out with Arc 2. And apparently it's still in production. But they told you,
Yeah.
and they got you all hyped up for Arc 2, and then they dropped this bullshit reskin, better graphics, yeah, but it won't run on your PC. It won't run on your average PC. You'll lag like crazy.
Yeah.
And you all bought it
better graphics.
because they hyped you up.
Yeah, and you literally got the same fucking game with the paint job. Oh man, that sounds like Call of Duty, doesn't it? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Also, I gotta correct myself here. Trevor just informed me that Power World is actually number 2 in top played games right now, which is number 5 was impressive. Number 2 is just fucking massive, dude.
Shout out to Power
and
World
that's-
telling Nintendo and Pokemon to go fuck themselves.
yeah, Nintendo, man, I can't believe it. And the corporate greed with it, dude, it's just insane. Plus, you're fucking Nintendo, bro. Like, everybody knows who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not a soul. Like, you can't go to a third world country that hasn't heard of fucking Nintendo. Okay, like,
Yeah.
and it kind of makes it like it beckons the question too for me in a way, like what made older games feel more complete. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
there was no
I don't
fucking
really-
paying.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't really feel like games have gotten better over the last 10 years.
No,
we've talked about this
microtransactions have
before.
killed games, yeah.
Yeah, dude, and battle passes and all that shit. We've talked about this before in the past. And I think that's why it's important to put up into this one, because we talked about this, I mean, pretty much since we've known one another, we've had this conversation before,
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't get excited for a game anymore.
No.
Like, it's not exciting, like it's, if Bethesda came out with something, we might get some hype a little bit for it. But even then, like, it's just, it's not-
honestly, nowadays, probably not. Not after Elder Scrolls, man. Like,
yeah.
Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
Online, like, mm-mm.
I feel like that's that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, and I feel like that's kind of answering that question. The question I was going to ask you is like, what's one franchise that lost its identity? Obviously, you can't say Call of Duty because everybody fucking knows that. Okay, since Black
Yeah.
Ops 2, it's pretty much just gone downhill. All right.
Honestly,
Everybody knows that.
I would probably stick with Bethesda, man, because
Yeah.
I feel like it tried too hard to become what World of Warcraft was. World of Warcraft is probably one of the biggest grossing games out there as far as like transactions, right? Maybe
Yeah.
Fortnite's catching up, but as far as like little microtransactions, World of Warcraft is probably up there at number 1. If not, they're really
Yeah.
high up there.
Yeah.
Bethesda with their Elder Scrolls Online, I feel like they tried too hard to become like World of Warcraft, where they could make a bunch of money on a bunch of microtransactions, man. And honestly, the game just wasn't that good anyway.
Yeah, I never really got too into it or whatever,
It was everything.
personally.
It wasn't even what they described it as, because originally when they came out with it, they said, what did they say? It's gonna be like Skyrim, but multiplayer. It's nothing like Skyrim.
It's not. It's not. I don't trust Bethesda. I agree with that one as well, Trevor. Do you have like any studio that you feel like still has your trust?
Oh yes, dude, Blizzard. I know a lot of
Blizzard.
people are gonna hate it, dude, but Diablo, I look,
I mean,
okay, some of their games wasn't as good, but it's really hard to top the classics. Okay, you came out with Diablo 1, which was
all of the
fantastic.
Diablos are good. They're all good.
Diablo 2 was the best ever. Diablo 3
Yeah.
was it was okay.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 was okay. Then they came out with Diablo 2 remastered. You got my attention. I rebought it, and I'll buy it again.
Yeah, that one actually is that was really good. But I mean, in my arguably Diablo 2 is the best out of that series, you know. And I think I'd have to agree with you with Blizzard because like even like their StarCraft games, like if you like the real time strategies, you know, those are awesome games with great fucking stories, you know. And I know that there was like all that I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was like all the issues and shit that they had, right? Like where they were all over the news for like what they had done and whatnot. I don't remember who it was. It was a specific person in Blizzard that was kind of up the chain, I guess. But
Yeah.
and I don't support what that individual did, but I will still support Blizzard because the fucking games are just incredible. And every time I see something of theirs that comes out, you know, I'm like, hey, I'll at least give that a try. You know, if I see something from Treyarch, fucking forget it, dude. Like, I don't give a shit about Black Ops 4000 or whatever it is now.
So, okay, do you think Activision killed Call of Duty as a franchise, or do you think Treyarch and Infinity Ward fucked it up? Because I personally think it's Activision. It's their money.
I think it's
grabbing
Activision.
schemes.
Exactly, because of the money grabs. You know what I mean? Because like I mean, Infinity Ward, if I'm not mistaken, that's the ones who it was was it them or was it Treyarch or was it both actually that did the World at War.
I don't want to say off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was Infinity Ward.
Yeah, and I loved that one. You know, and that was like when you first got like the first like real co-op, right? That you could play with your buddies and
That's
stuff
the
like
best,
that.
best zombies fucking game ever, dude. I fucking love that one.
Yeah, and they had the wild cards, you know, that you could get, you know, and you could put them on, like give you like different perks or whatever and stuff. It was cool, you know, and it still kept like that core zombie feel, you know, that made it fun, you know. And I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love zombies. Okay,
if you don't know, me and Jager are kind of obsessed with zombies. All right,
very obsessed with zombies. You go through what I did and had to look at yourself in the mirror, and trust me, you'd hate zombies too. I promise you that.
when COVID happened, I hoped for zombies, and we didn't get none. I was pissed.
I was like, oh, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. You know, I'm gonna use these fucking bottle caps. Didn't get to use the bottle caps. Ended up being toilet paper, and we didn't get no zombies. So I mean, it was a total letdown. You know, all I got was this stupid fucking shot and a bunch of toilet paper.
Yeah.
So
and I didn't even need toilet paper, dude. I just wiped my ass with a cat.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. One of the things that I was kind of interested in with this talking point was if there's any games for you specifically that give you hope for the future. Like, do you see any games coming out that give you any hope for the gaming future?
I mean, so no, but yes, right? So I'm gonna say like no, because I mean most of the games that coming out, they're those games that you know that they're fun for like a little bit, and then you end up getting bored of them, and then there's no like future content. Like it just gets stale, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like yes, because if you look at all these little games that are sticking it to the man, if you will, like Power World, I feel like Pokemon has to respond with exactly what everybody wants, right? Because it's not even just Power World. There's a new game coming out, I think at the end of this month. It's called Animo, ANIIMO. And that game is very, 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 very similar to the same concept, except you become the pal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like my hopes are that with more competition, and it goes with the streaming industry too, right? My hopes are with more competition, people will start to stop being comfortable and lazy and dominating markets and actually go out and expand their market. Nintendo should have always, well, not Nintendo, but Pokemon should have always expanded to other platforms. Sticking to Nintendo was the biggest mistake they ever made.
Agreed.
Because
I totally agree.
look at every game you've ever played. There's a fucking Pokemon mod for just about everything. That should tell you your
Yeah.
fan base is screaming at you that they want some shit on PC.
Yeah, but why would they care though? You know what I'm saying? Like they're not
They
they're not
don't
gonna make any
care.
money off of it in their minds. You know, they're not even looking at that shit, bro. They don't give a shit. They made it and then they just forget about it.
For
You know, like
them-
the guy who created fucking plastic. He didn't even have plastic and he lives on an island to stay away from plastic. You know?
Yeah, for them, it's not about how happy they're making you with their new game. It's about their profit margins. You'll buy
Yeah.
1,000 copies, they'll get money. They don't care if you enjoyed the game for an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. They don't give a shit because you bought it, so it doesn't matter to them now. You spent the 80 or whatever dollars and they don't give a shit now.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. A lot of people really love that. I think it was a piece of shit.
I never played it, man, to be honest with you. I think the last one I played was Black Flag, and I really just didn't and I only played that one because of the pirates, bro. Like let's
I
be
kind of
honest.
liked it, but only because of the pirates. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 100%. That's probably
I
the
thi-
reason why I like that Windrose game so much, which is another just like small time fucking developers that made a badass game. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
Like-
they've kind of irritated me, but they probably had their reasons. But they irritated me in a different way.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is.
Having
It's gonna
to-
happen too.
Having to wait 8 months for a freaking update for more content is kind of ridiculous. You killed your
Yeah,
own game.
yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that you
I
did
mean-
it for a reason to make your game more stable or whatever, but you killed your own
Yeah.
game by making your fans wait for more content. I
I
haven't
didn't even get to
touched
try
it
the new
since
one
then.
either.
They haven't,
Yeah,
they haven't
I hadn't
updated
even got
it
to
yet.
try it yet.
They haven't updated
Oh,
it
have they not?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
These
Oh,
are all
good
bug
Lord.
these are all bug fixes.
Oh my Lord. God bless. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean that's where I'm at. I mean, I could beat that topic all fucking day, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. Everyone in this chat, especially that's in here in the Twitch side, knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And anyone who's listening on this podcast who is a gamer knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And if you like Call of Duty, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You probably got dropped as a baby. It's fine, you know. But if you still got it and you're level 1,000, yeah, you know, to each his own. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mad props for you for sticking to the brand, but the brand don't give a shit about you, bro. Time to
Yeah,
switch.
you don't owe them any loyalty, my friend. You don't
Mhm.
owe them any loyalty.
Speaking of, Battlefield 6's new map is pretty goddamn beautiful.
Oh, it's epic, dude.
It's
is epic.
It's like I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's like bombing Pearl Harbor in a video game, dude. It's fucking awesome.
They did really good at that. It's a really good map, and it feels like the old school one too. That 1942. That's what it
Mhm.
reminded me of.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
You
and
get a samurai
like,
sword,
damn,
you steal it
dude.
from the Japanese. Yes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was some good
Mhm.
shit, man. They did a really good job at that. But like I said, I'm not gonna beat this topic because I mean we could sit here all fucking night and run this thing for like 8 hours easy. You know. So
Yeah. We could
hey,
go
well,
all day
watch
on
your
just
mouth,
one
Trevor.
Oh,
Battlefield is whatever. Get out of here, guy.
Yeah. All right, so here you go. Here's one for you. What should every man and woman know before leaving home?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna jump into like similar topics that we've had before. You know, I feel like basic cooking, budgeting, and taxes. You know, CPR, first aid, like changing
Alright,
a fucking
okay.
tire. You'd be shocked how many people don't know how to do that shit.
So think about it like in a different way though. Think about it like all right, so I tell Abyss all the time, right? So she's a little fiery cracker, love her to death. She gets a little
Mhm,
worked up
mhm.
sometimes. And I have to remind her, like, you know, remember that today could be my last day. It could be your last day. So be careful what
Yeah.
you say because nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. So
Oh, sure,
treat
sure.
people like there is no tomorrow. Love them, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say that like with that in mind, my biggest thing would be probably like the biggest like takeaway that people should know before leaving home would be like respect and communication. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I think that would probably be it. The value of hard work's a pretty big one too, I think. And maybe conflict resolution, because there's a fuck ton of people that don't understand conflict resolution. But that
Yeah.
all kind of ties into like
And
respect
it's really
communication,
fucking
I feel
easy
like.
too. If they badmouth you, punch them in the fucking throat and drive on.
Yeah.
That's how you're
conflict ended. You know?
resolved.
The resolution has come to an end. You know, and maybe even knowing how to say no. You know what I mean? Because my 8-year-old, man, like she has like a terrible time with being a people pleaser. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, these people will run all over you. I'm not
That's
saying
'cause
it's.
she-
I'm
it's
not
'cause she's
saying
my
don't be
kid,
kind,
dude.
but
She's
fuck,
mine.
dude. Yeah, yeah. I don't.
She
for
got
some
the
reason,
weakness from me. Sorry.
yeah, for some reason, man, for some reason that you gave her that one bad trait. You know.
I have many. She only got the one, so we're just count our
Yeah.
blessings, okay?
But like on that topic, like what would you Like what would be like one lesson that you would give like an 18-year-old version of you? You know
An
what I mean? Like what's the
18-year-old
one
version of
thing?
me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, the 18-year-old version of me would be a stubborn asshole and wouldn't listen. But I
Well,
would tell
that's the
him,
truth for all of them.
I would tell him, don't stick it where you're not going to keep it. All right. If you're not going to
Yeah,
stick with
yeah,
it and you're just doing it for the funsies,
yeah,
don't.
yeah. No, I
Don't
mean,
be a
I'm not,
dumbass. Focus on
don't
you
turn
and
it
your
away.
career.
Don't turn it away. Turn it around. Okay, like that's all you got. That's all I got to say about that.
Wrap it before you tap it.
So I was gonna ask like, what's one thing that you had to learn the hard way? But I think we already got that answer. So, what do you think's becoming a lost art?
What do I think is becoming a lost art? Mm,
Yeah, man. Like like would it be like what I had mentioned, like with some of these like basic skills that they should fucking know from school, or would it be like the respect and communication?
So we're gonna go to an older episode again. I feel like art, any kind of form of art, as far as like creating something with your hands, like paintings, drawings, sketches, videos on your computer. I feel like
Yeah,
the creativity is a lost art or a dying art, uh,
yeah.
mostly because of AI.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like even like playing musical instruments, or like even writing poetry, dude. Shit, you can go to fucking Chat GPT and make it do all that stuff and come out with a bomb ass song or some shit.
Yeah, I've
So
I've
I would
still
agree.
been trying to make it write me a love letter for Abyss that's gonna make her worship me. It doesn't know how to do that though. Maybe there's just no
Yeah,
possibility.
there's just not enough data. There's not enough
Yeah.
data. You need to start like just copying and putting everything down that she says and put it in there, and so that it can formulate data.
Damn, hold
You
on, I'll be right back. I'll make
know.
notes.
Well, I guess I mean that was like I guess our together topic. This has been the together topic with UK and Jaeger. But I also like got to talk about this one thing that like honestly it just royally pisses me off that we're even going to discuss this, because I think there's no argument in this whatsoever. But fucking pineapple on pizza, okay? Like, look, dude, if you put pineapple on pizza, you're probably from California.
Listen here, you bald
You
piece
probably
of shit.
don't have.
Listen
You probably
here.
don't know what savory means. You're probably
Listen
British
here.
and don't understand what real good food is.
Look,
That's
pineapple
probably what
makes
it
you
comes down
grow hair, okay?
Yeah, sure it does. Sure. Yeah, and that's why I'm gonna stay the fuck away from it. I'm trying to get rid of this shit. That's a
Pineapple on
weird fucking food combination, bro. Like who the fuck's like, I'm gonna put this fruit with this here meat.
people
we're gonna
with
call
good
it pizza.
taste. People with
Yeah,
good
people with
taste.
no fucking taste. Jesus Christ.
Ham and
It was
pineapple
invented
pizza.
from Canada? Well, no fucking wonder it's ridiculous, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. It wasn't really invented in. I guess that would explain the Canadian bacon that they put on there, which isn't bacon, by the way. You fucking weirdos.
also guys, if you're watching the podcast on Spotify or YouTube or wherever else we post it, please comment and let us know if ham and pineapple goes on pizza or not. We want to hear. We're curious. We're gonna take a tally and get them all together.
I got it. I already know. Pizza has rules, okay? Like, and that's not one of the rules,
Okay,
bro.
and
Like,
I honestly think majority of people like it on their pizza.
that's no way. No
I-
way. No fucking way.
Look at the chat right now.
Let me see the chat. Hold on a second. I had to stop looking at it. I see two bitches, okay? Two bitches. All right. Ketchup cake was also invented in Canada too. What the fuck is happening here?
All right,
Like,
no.
Ketchup cake?
Ketchup cake, I'm out. Don't care.
Oh, really? That's where you draw the line. Like,
I don't like ketchup, bro. I like it on my
God
meatloaf when
bless.
it's baked into the meat, but I don't like ketchup. I don't like dip my
Okay.
fries in ketchup.
All right, so
nothing that shit.
I will submit that maybe pineapple on pizza is like a regional pizza style. Okay, I'll submit that. I'll give you that. But that's the most I'm giving you on this shit, because
I don't know
mean
if
that is
we
like the
sh- I
most
don't know if-
overrated.
I don't know. Have you ever taken a bite of one?
A pineapple pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, and spit it the fuck out because it's not right. Like,
Right.
I don't want sweet shit on my pizza, dude. What the fuck?
But you'll take it on my body. Like, what the hell's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, that's different, bro. You ain't savory. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't savory, dog. I'll do that shit. I'll suck that right off of your penis. But this shit over here, man.
I'm
I
a
think
honey
that's, like, the
roasted
most
ham
overrated
for you
thing, bro.
guys.
It cuts the calories. Jeez, like I'm worried about that shit. God bless America.
I don't give a fuck about calories, bro. Have you seen
That's
the
like
size of me? I'm kind of a hefty guy, you know. I love my food.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like we can kind of do this. I'll even post I'll even have it posted over there on the Twitter. You guys go to the Twitter and you guys can fucking vote. Pineapple on pizza.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
It's me versus UK on this one, but you don't have to pick sides because I know I'm gonna win. So you go ahead and just vote honestly.
You guys better
And if you
support
like
me on
pineapple on
Twitter,
pizza,
please.
If you like, I'll tag him in it too so he can see it as well. I mean, he checks the page, but I'll tag him in it too just so he can see it as well.
Reload and
But
reset
we're gonna
on
do a
Twitter,
goddamn
guys.
poll. I'm gonna leave that bitch up for a week if it'll let me, and we're gonna try to figure this shit out because that is just unbelievable. I can't believe that there's at least 2 of you in this chat, maybe 3. I can't tell for sure because one of yours, I got 2 of you guys, and I think it's Mad Cow and Angie over there. So maybe it's both of them. I don't know, man. I don't know. But,
Also, guys,
but I mean,
huge shout out for all the support we've gotten. If you guys really like this content, guys, we do have a donation or a tip page set up on our homepage now on our Twitch. We are going to work on getting it set up in other places as well. If you want to see future content and you love what you see, please help us support and get better as we go. Thank you for all the support we've gotten. Like, it's been unreal. Like, it's been crazy. Me and Jager were going over
It has been.
content and stuff and analytics of like what we've been
Yeah.
posting and stuff. And it's been
Yeah.
going crazy, guys. Shout out to some of you out there watching the podcast multiple times too, psychos.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
shout out to
Yeah.
you guys, man. Mad respect. If we make it to, what do you think? Like 1,000's too high?
I mean, I think 1,000 is probably. What about 500? I think 500 is good. That's a good number.
Well, let's cut it down the middle. Fucking 250, guys. If we hit 250 followers on any platform, we'll do a giveaway. Whichever one's
Ooh.
first. It's 250
Ooh.
on Twitch, 250 on Spotify, 250 on what's the other one? X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. If we get 250 followers on any one of those, we'll do a little giveaway for you guys. You'll be the first recipient of some reload and reset merch.
Hell yeah! And also, I need to go ahead and throw up that 988 number for all the individuals out there who put pineapple on their pizza.
Yes,
it's
guys.
okay. Get help. Reach out. They'll help you with that problem. You're not alone. Obviously, there's a bunch of you all in the chat that also do this. You guys need to call at the same time or text. And just
don't
let them know
overload
you like
them.
pineapple on pizza.
But
you like
seriously,
pineapple on pizza and you need help.
But seriously, guys, don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay. Me and Jager, we are huge supporters of getting help when you need it. Go out there and get some damn help. It has nothing to do with pineapple and pizza.
It doesn't. No, I was playing. I was playing.
But seriously, guys, on a serious
it's a
note,
serious topic.
if you need help, you can reach out to either me or Jager. We won't laugh at you. We'll listen to you and hear what you got to say, and we'll help you. Or you can call 988 for anonymous help. Okay, like don't be afraid to get
call
help,
or
man.
text. Call or text.
Call or text.
Yep. Reach out.
All right. And thank you guys again. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. This has been Reload and Reset. I'm UK Reject.
And I'm Jaeger After Dark.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Hugs
Bye.
and kisses. Wear your seatbelts. Bye. Be
And
safe.
wrap
Love
it
you.
before you tap it.
Don't wrap it before you tap it. Don't do that.